How's it going, gamers? Another day, another video. In this one I'm going to talk about the dumpster fire that is Fallout 76. I'm going to try and be quick about this, but I'm suffering from a problem basically that I've yet to see other YouTubers cover. The only time I've come across other players, and there's only a few of us out there who are suffering from this problem, is when I've made posts about it here, there and everywhere on social media, and people have been in touch with me saying, look, if you get somebody to solve this issue for you and you manage to figure it out, can you please let me know how you've done it, because I've got the same problem you have. Long story short. So it all started, we've got the E3, Todd Howard on stage, 16 times the detail and all that lot, map size, dynamic weather patterns. I was sold, me. I really was sold. We had YouTubers, we had everybody there and everywhere going on, look, don't go out and get this game. Alarm bells are ringing, red flags are going off here, there and everywhere. I would not bother with this. But me, like an idiot, I'd looked at the amount of value for money I got from Fallout 3, New Vegas, Fallout 4, all the DLC. The vanity I had with the Creation Club, I'd spent too much on that. But for me, it was worth it. You know, I got the enjoyment I wanted. I was entertained. Yeah, that's what it is. This is the entertainment business. And then 3 titles alone kept me very, very entertained. That's the Fallout games. Never mind the Elder Scrolls games. Apart from Elder Scrolls Online, I never bothered with that. But yeah, I thought, what could go wrong? I mean, I'd asked for a Fallout multiplayer back in the days, but I wanted it to be a small co-op game where you could invite people into your world, you know, and show off a lot of things rather than taking pictures and making videos and posting them online. You could actually bring people in and show them, you know, these things you've done, the decorations you've built, the mods you've created, and that's what I wanted this game to be. Obviously, Bethesda went big, and we're all suffering from it. So at first, you know, I ended. The worst part is I got the Tricentennial edition. I got the Fallout guide. I got some merch. I even got a goddamn flipping Vault-Tec keyring. And then the worst part is I convinced 3 of my mates to go out and buy the Tricentennial edition as well. I said to them, just get Fallout 76, but they're like, no, we may as well get that one you've got, yeah. So we've all got the same stuff. So you know, they don't blame me for it because we did have a laugh, but at the end of the day, it is still money wasted. It's not like the previous titles have been. We were suffering from all the problems you've seen, obviously, and then I made a video you can go look at, and that's basically this game's broken. Yeah, we'd ended up fighting our way through a nuclear silo, wasting ammunition, breaking weapons, breaking armor, using up supplies to get into the nuclear silo. We set the nuke off. We only had 1 key card. We were actually typing the code in, getting ready to set this bomb off, and the entire server crashes. My 2 mates there got disconnected like minutes before, and then I'm putting the key code in, bam, I've been DC'd. Servers crashed, that's it. I've no more nuke card. A lot of my supplies and everything I've got are for the Scorch Beast Queen, so I can't really, you know, burn them up going through the silo again. And with all the other problems I had, that was the straw that brought the camel's back. So I ended up deleting it off my hard drive. You know, I said, nah, we'll go play something else for a bit because this is broke. Hopefully when we come back again, it'll be, you know, better. It'll be working, so on and so forth. But nah, we ended up leaving it for a long time. My mates were really peed off with me because they'd spent the money they'd spent on it, and you know, it was basically I convinced them to buy something that were broken, and we'll get into a bit of that later. But fast forward a little bit, I've ended up changing internet providers. I've gone from normal whatever, and I've ended up getting fibre optic because I wanted faster internet connection, better connection and stuff like that, less issues. Obviously, no, why not? And nuclear winter dropped, so I'm like, yeah, battle royale in Fallout, why not? Yeah, I thought, I'm stupid, all right, I'm stupid. So we ends up re-downloading Fallout 76. Next day, fires it up, logs in, 5 minutes of gameplay, booted. This is in nuclear winter. My team's going mental. Why are you disconnecting? Yeah, why are you logging out? What's going on? Because this is happening over and over and over and over again, game after game after game after game. Even the normal worlds, the survival beta, when that was a thing, there's no way I could play any of them. I was in there for at the most 5 minutes and then I was getting disconnected. And I'm like, what is going on? And I'm looking up all these error codes on the title screen, and one of them suggested I'd been banned. Yeah, so that was it. I started panicking. I'm like, why the hell would I get banned? I'm going through my emails while I'm trying to think, and there's nothing in my emails from Bethesda over the months since it had been launched. So I was like, well, you know, I'm gonna have to get in touch with Bethesda support. Now I had this bug, which I never ever asked for, where I'd join a world, I'd have my camp, and I'd set it up, and then I'd get disconnected, I'd reconnect, and the camp's duplicated, and you have to scrap it. And this is scrap I don't even want, yeah? It's weighing me down, I have to ditch it. And it's happening over and over and over again. I remember logging in and I had four blueprints for the same camp. And I had to set 3 of them up one after the other and just delete scrapping everything. And it was winding me up. So I'm thinking to myself, that's why I've been banned. They think I'm duplicating. Yeah, they think it's me and I'm doing it on purpose. So straight in touch with Bethesda support, why am I banned from this game? So they give it a few minutes and they're like, you've not been banned. What kind of router are you using? And I said, oh, it's such and such a thing from such and such a provider. They said to me, that's a dynamic router. I'm like, what? They said, what's happening is as devices log in and out of your router wirelessly, yeah, it starts to change IP addresses of either the router or the devices. I can't really remember it a while ago. So that's what's disconnecting me. But I said to him, listen, I've got my PlayStation 4's wired to my router through an Ethernet cable, and I've got 3 wireless devices. And my internet provider, who I'm also in touch with at the same time, are telling me it's a maximum of 5 to 6. Once you've got more than 5 or 6 devices, it'll start doing it, it'll start changing it. And people who I know who've got the same internet provider, they're saying it shouldn't be doing that for, like, at least, it'll only do that once every 6 to 9 months. At least, yeah? No, at the most, sorry. Yeah, so every few minutes, that doesn't sound right. Now, I'm not a wizard, I have no idea about any of this. So they're telling me the only way I can solve this issue is either by changing my internet provider, where I get a static router rather than a dynamic, or I can try something called port forwarding. Now, I ended up with these certain lines of numbers and letters for Fallout 76 and for my PlayStation 4. And when it comes to where you put them and where they go, and I have no idea. Yeah, I've no idea what I'm doing when it comes to port forwarding. I've looked at videos, I've tried looking at tutorials with the same router I've got, I've looked at all sorts, and I just cannot figure it out for the life of me. So because I've got a dynamic router, I will not be able to play Fallout 76 for longer than a few minutes. And if you've got a dynamic router as well, and you go out and buy this title, you're going to suffer from that same problem unless you can solve port forwarding. That's what Bethesda support. That's what my internet provider, and that's what a few people online are telling me. And that is the reason why I can no longer play this game. That's awful. If I would have known this day one, I wouldn't have pre-ordered it. And if it was, after pre-order, after launch, and I knew this was going to happen if I changed provider to get more faster fibre optic broadband, or whatever you want to call it, to get a faster internet signal, if I would have known all that, I would never have pre-ordered Fallout, or I would have actually tried to get my money back one way or another. And the worst part is, nobody's talking about this. Like, if you go to buy this title, nobody at Bethesda or anywhere else is going to say to you, look, before you buy this, make sure you've not got whatever, because otherwise you will not be able to play this day one. Because that is awful. And the worst part is, I've got like 300 odd games in my library. God knows how many of them are online, but I can play any one of them for as long as I want, and I'm not suffering from this issue. I've got Battlefield 5, Battlefield 1, I've been drilling them match after match after match, I'm fine. Same with the Battlefront, same with something I'm playing at the moment, The Forest. I can play that all day long. The only time I'm getting kicked from anything is when I'm getting kicked from PlayStation Party. But that's down to PlayStation's recent update. It's flipping screwing us all over. So, yeah, basically that's my problem, and that's why I can never ever play this game unless I solve this port forwarding issue or change my router. Now, at the moment, I see this as a safeguard, because if I would be playing Fallout 76 now, and as stupid as I am, as soon as I would have seen Fallout first, I would have got a month's worth of that. I know there's problems with it, yeah, but what got me was, it wasn't the fact that they're charging $100 a year for it. That's the minimum amount that it's going to cost you to get that game. Well, to get that service. Yeah, that's Fallout first at its cheapest. If you figure out how much this is going to cost you for 12 months, if you're buying it month by month, that's when you realise how dirty and expensive this thing is. Yeah? Now, these private worlds, that would have drove me insane straight away, because I would have wanted a private world so I can decorate that world myself. You know, whether it's the vault, whether it's this, whether it's that, whether it's my own camp. But, you know, you get to build a bigger version or whatever. So I would have been up for getting that if it did what it said on the tin. Now, luckily I didn't, and I'm looking at all these videos out there that are going on about it. My first alarm bell was the rate of the subscription. Alright, so you've either got a month or you've got a year. Where else do you see that? I've never seen that ever. Yeah, when it comes to any type of entertainment package, you usually get 2 weeks free trial, a week's free trial. Then you've got a choice of a month, 3 months, 6 months, or a year. Yeah, they just went from 1 month, boom, straight up to a year. Forget 3 months, forget 6 months. You either buy this or you buy that. Now, hopefully a lot of people out there who did buy this subscription, they only got the 1 month, they realise how much of a dumpster fire that is, and they're not going to get a year's worth when the months run out. But that's what got me. There's no 6 months or 3 months subscription for this title, and I'm guessing if there would have been, people would have looked at that and how much that's costing and compared it all, and they would have realised then how really expensive this is. And like I said, the 12 months package is the cheapest package you can get with this, and the private worlds. Looking at what's being said about them, basically that's advertised as you're going to have your very own Fallout world to yourself. Yeah, that world is not going to change, but that's exactly what's happening. I mean, whether or not people have been in there before you, and then the server's just got empty and they've locked that server down and give it to you, whether that's happening or not, I do not know. Obviously, you know, people who are playing it there, but what I do know is when you go into that world, that is not your world. That is just a private world. It's not your private world. It's not your world. You can decorate everywhere, you know, and you can lay traps here, there, and everywhere. You could do whatever and bring your friends over. What's happening is as soon as you leave that world, it's changing, yeah, or whatever. It's doing something else, and then when you log back in, it's a completely separate world altogether. That's terrible. That. Also, this excuse that you're using your scrap box and your scrap's going into it and it's just invisible, don't worry about it, that's disgraceful, considering junk is the very, very core of this game, because you need it to repair stuff, you need it to build, you know, your weapons, your armor, make ammunition, make whatever. Yeah, you've made these things essential for your gameplay. Could you imagine any of this happening? This is why they took survival off. Yeah, could you imagine any of this happening while you're playing a survival version of this? Well, anyway, that's the video, but if there's anybody out there who can solve this port forwarding issue, yeah, get in touch, because while I really do not want to play Fallout 76 in the current state it is, I do really want to get into Nuclear Winter. I like competitive games. This is why I love some battle royale games. You know, they're fast paced. You're against other players rather than AI. So it's, you know, you could be up against the pros. You could be up against the rookies, and you know, all that we've had from previous battle royales. This is what I wanted from Nuclear Winter. But again, I can't play it even if I wanted to, no matter how much money I've spent on it. Now, even in the Atoms shop when that first kicked off as well. What an idiot! I spent money on Atoms, didn't I? Well, anyway, that's the video. Hopefully you've not bought Fallout 76, and if you are planning on doing, you're going to check out what kind of router you've got first before you do. Get in touch with Bethesda support. They'll tell you you won't be able to play this game if you've got one of them. I've had it from them myself. The only way you're going to be able to do it is if you solve this port forwarding. Anyway, so that's my experience with Fallout 76. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, give it a like. Don't forget you can subscribe to the channel. You'll get notifications from YouTube as soon as our videos go live. Thank you very much for watching, and again, good gaming out there.